10 goals stated, the land use section and the housing section. I reviewed all three of those in light of this application. I don't believe there's any impact from this proposal if approved and developed that would be either inconsistent with those goals stated in the preamble or any element of the housing or land use plan.
Mr. Godfrey, in your opinion, based on your expertise in the field of real estate to a reasonable degree of certainty, do you think the proposal before the board is the least unique necessary in order to enjoy legally permitted use of the subject property?
I don't believe you can, I couldn't find any support for a dwelling less than 16 feet wide. And I did look. Within the north end, I reviewed numerous field cards from map 1 and 2. I can only find one house with a similar 16-foot width, and then you jump up to 18, 20, and 24 feet. So I believe they've taken it down to the smallest width possible. I confirm that with one architect and one builder. So to the extent that it's at 16 feet, I believe it's truly the least amount of width you can put in a house, and therefore the least relief necessary.
Now, Mr. Godfrey, you said you reviewed numerous field cards. Could you put that in a more accurate number for the board? Did you review 20 or 50 or 100 field cards?
I reviewed on plat 1 every lot in the probably 300-foot perimeter. I have some of those with me from the smaller ones. I did the same thing on map 2. Once you hit map 2, you're dealing with much more conventional types of subdivision. Map 1 having the sort of unique park historical subdivision where you find more of these small lots. So I would say if I had to put a number on it, I reviewed 25 today and probably 50 in the course of this review altogether.
Thank you, Mr. Godfrey. Mr. Godfrey, based on your expertise in the field of real estate, do you have an opinion to a reasonable degree of certainty as to whether the denial of this petition would cause the applicant undue hardship?
Denial is going to eliminate the one permitted use that you can perform it, so it would, in fact, be a huge burden.
Would it, in fact, be a denial of all beneficial use of land?
I believe it would be.
Now, Mr. Godfrey, as part of your analysis of this site and review of the uses and the homes in the immediate neighborhood, did you prepare a report of your findings, your analysis, and your conclusions?
Yes, sir.
And is this that report?
That's a copy of it.
And that report is dated February 22nd, 2010.
Yes, sir.
And you have the original with you?
Those are all with us.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to have these marked as a full exhibit, if I may, Mr. Godfrey's report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Copies for each board member, if anyone would like to individually review them. Oh, I'm sorry. My client tells me he's got other items in the folder. Hopefully we don't have to return unless it's the winning Powerball. I don't have any other questions of Mr. Godfrey, Mr. Chairman. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer any that the board may have.
Well, one of my questions is this. I have no doubt that 16 feet is an extremely narrow house. There's no question that it's probably as small as the house could be width-wise. But it's a 40-foot long house. Would this size, the length of that be reduced?
Consider the 16-foot width just for a minute. What happens in that layout, talking with the one architect I spoke with today, you lose 6 inches to perimeter walls. So you're down to 15 foot. By the time you lay out an interior, length doesn't matter. It's left to coming up with an intelligent floor plan that's not walking and stopping and turning into corners every step of the way to create intelligent rooms. The other example that I was provided with was the mobile home. Like the door is in the front and center, so that as you walk in, you've got hallway left to right and minimal angles to deal with. So to answer the question, I don't believe that the length is is of such an impact as compared to dealing with the 16-foot width.
Well, I can clearly see the problems with 16-foot width, but I'm not questioning you so much on that, but questioning about the length of the house being 40 feet.
I don't have an issue with a 40-foot length. There's certainly houses out there 40 foot, less than 40 feet in length. But again, I focused on this dimension that was truly driving the shape and configuration of this.
Chairman, if you'd like, later, I can turn the architect back off to address that. But I would point out that the setbacks on the two ends where the 40 feet is, the front and rear yard setback, meet the requirements of the town's ordinance in a R20 district, so that it isn't any, this plan of length of 40 feet to go in an R20 district with these setbacks without any relief. So we're not, if you take the note that's in the ordinance, and of course this is a legal argument I'm giving you, it says in the R40 district, if you're less than that square feet, you go to the R20 setbacks. We meet the front and rear yard setback, and that's why we did it, as well as the answers that Mr. Godfrey gave.
Well, not so much debating the legal issue, but part of the standard is to provide the least relief necessary. The question is, how do you address the length of this house at 40 feet? If you put something on the record, it might satisfy the
Okay, we could have the architect come back up. I could just point out that when you look at if you look at the midsection of the house, and you look at the staircase and the bathrooms and the cabinetry in the kitchen, and if you look at the space that they take up, and I believe this dimension, I asked Mr. Hernandez Joseph to come up. What's the dimension on the staircase and the bathroom here?
Well, the width of the stair is 3 feet 6. Basically, the 40
width of the bathroom
is also 3. Well, the interior width it's 3 feet 6 less the 2x4 wall, so it's just over 3 feet in interior. But to address the question of the 40-foot length, it was arrived at just trying to get reasonably comfortable rooms. The living room is roughly 16 feet square, plus this small bump out. The length of the midsection is determined by the staircase. The dining room and closet are squeezed into the space that's left after you put the stair in. And then the kitchen is roughly 14 feet from front to back. You have, it's slightly over 12 in this direction. So, they're not tiny rooms. They're certainly not very big. The entire house is, it's under 1,300 square feet. But the first floor, I didn't see a way to make it smaller and still make it, reasonably comfortable.
The second floor has a study that seems to be a bit like a mirror image of the bedroom.
Well, the second floor, the size of the second floor is determined by the size of the first floor. You have a staircase that sort of forms a limit for the reasonable limit for the bedroom. I suppose you could put the bathroom in the back and move the study to the center, but I didn't see any advantage to that. It's a small living room, but it's a very good size. Well, relative to the size of the house, it's a substantial master bedroom. It seemed to be a better use of the space to have the larger space in the back be something else rather than have a 600 square foot bedroom on the second floor.
There's one full bath on the second floor?
Right, and a half bath.
1.5 baths
Yeah.
in total.
Yes.
I'm just curious about, for one thing, with this tank.